This year around, guess what? Aaliyah Hobbs is slated to be much faster. The infamous Sha'carri Richardson is back and banging. So what's gonna be your excuse when they dust we a world championship with the practice what them gonna get? You best believe they're getting practice, you know. They're gonna get that practice. As I said, the relay camp is already set up. Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Trackies, please like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Now with that said, trackies, yes, I'm clearly about to bring you on another whirlwind ride. So yeah, buckle up your seatbelts, ka-ching. Alright, let's go. Trackies, yeah, enough is enough. It's time for us to take a stand. It's time for us to let the J3s know, let the coaches know, whichever team officials know that it's time to set up a relay camp for our Jamaican athletes. The 4x100 meter athletes in question. Trackies have already been reliably informed that the United States of America team has already set up their relay camp. It runs between July 31st and August 4th. Why have the United States done this? Clearly, they've realized that over the years they've had issues at receiving the baton and handing the baton off, you know what, at high speeds. Gone are the days of thinking, oh, it's plug and play. Let's just get the fastest people in, throw them together, mush so, and it's just going to work. They realize that no, it's not going to work. Especially if we want to take down Jamaica, we need to make sure that we get on top of this thing. Teams that are much slower, let's take a China, for example, in terms of flat speed over, the event, are able to be successful in the relays. Why? Because they practice non-stop to hand the baton off to the point where they don't even lose any speed when it comes to handing off the baton. So these faster countries know, the United States, Jamaica, let me say the United States in question has decided, all right, you know what, let's do the right thing. Let's set up a relay camp. Now, clearly, this isn't the first year that they've been doing it since they've started back doing relay camps, but I'm highlighting, that this year they've already set it up already. Now, last year they also had their relay camp. Now, I remember saying how, it was so unfair for Aaliyah Hobbs not being able to take part in the 4x100 meter relays without even knowing that apparently, and I'm going to say allegedly in this case, she caught COVID when the American team set up the relay and was not able to take part. So she didn't go. So because she didn't go, she wasn't part of the relay camp. Guess what? They didn't make sure run. And guess what? Guess what the United States walk home with? Goal. A bunch of girls that were nowhere close to being as fast as the Jamaican athletes walked away with gold. Now, don't you think that the J3s, whichever team administration, the coaches are doing the athletes an injustice by having them go out less than their best to participate in an event that they clearly should be walking away with gold in? But guess what? They're not putting in the time when it comes to practicing the relays. Why are they not putting in the time? Because the teams aren't setting up no relay camp. So track is, Aaliyah Hobbs was not able to take part. They still strung together 4 girls. They practice, and walked away with gold. Now here is Jamaica here. I still have not heard no word of Jamaica setting up no relay camp for 2023. Now let's go back to last year again. They walked away with silver. After the silver medal, of course, Jamaica was in an uproar, attacking every athlete left, right, and center, to the point where some athletes had to disable their social media accounts just to get away from the heat. And I thought to myself in that moment, then now what the J3 is there? Where the team captain there? Where the team management them there? Where are the team coaches? Where are the people that are supposed to be taking accountability for these issues? I never saw them anywhere. They just left the athletes out there to hang dry, as I want to say, throw them underneath the bus. So Jamaicans just attacked the athletes left, right, and center without even thinking that, hold up, there's a bigger issue at hand here. And the bigger issue is that the athletes clearly need to practice and they're not getting that practice time in. I remember last year when I saw the issue, I came out and I said, look here, it's not the athletes' fault. They need a training camp. They need a training camp. They need some practice. That's clearly what we're seeing. We're seeing a decline of how our athletes are able to handle the baton because they're not getting any practice. Yes, they're fast, But when it comes to handing over the baton, be a problem arise, so they lose all of that speed, making them fall behind people that they should be beating comfortably. Right? So when last year I said, look here, it's not their fault, They need a camp. A very popular YouTuber that's part of traditional media came out and said, oh, we are never going to get a relay camp. And I thought to myself, well, clearly, that's why we're not having a relay camp. Because nobody know how to put on their foot and say, enough is enough, let's get a relay camp. Look here, I don't care which club is involved as it relates to, not agreeing with us having a relay camp. J3s need to figure it out. They need to figure something out. That's why you're in power. Isn't that your job? To manage? Then manage. Back in the day, in 2008-ish, or, around those times, 2008, 2009-ish, we heard constant issues of, needing a relay camp and not being able to successfully set one up because apparently back then, allegedly, MVP had an issue with, having this quote-unquote relay camp. No, when you check it out, most of the athlete, them sprinters back then, were from MVP. So they had a stronger hold and could put them foot down and say, look here, we're not in a relay camp. And the J3s had to cower and say, all right, fine, whatever, it is what it is. But fast forward as the years have progressed, we've seen again where our team is suffering. Clearly, they're suffering from not getting the practice. In 2017, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price came out and said, I think it's around 2017, or if I'm not mistaken, based on the interview that she had, she said, look here, we need a relay camp. But then she was still part of MVP. And we never seen a relay camp set up. One of the best athletes in the world, one of the fastest ever, came out and said something like that. And still, there was no move to get it done. I was watching an interview with her recently, and she was saying something along the lines, not having nothing to do with the relays, but she said she was tired of hearing people say, "I'm going to do." How about just do, right? So at this point in time, we've reached the stage of how about you just do and stop saying you're going to do and do, right? So yes, fast forward into this year. I'm clearly seeing that USA is already getting geared up to make sure that their team is turning up 100%. What is Jamaica doing? What Jamaica do to make sure so we athlete them good when they turn up with the button in their hand? Nothing at all. Nothing at all, Trackies. It can no longer fly. And you know what? I'm actually happy that Shelly is no longer at MVP. She did on a elite down there, so. Titans, they're on another part, right? You have some of them training overseas. Yet then you have MVP, right? So there's no stranglehold now on athletics in Jamaica or sprinting in Jamaica in a certain sense where one club alone can dictate and say, yo, me nah do nothing and you can't say nothing about it. Because guess what? At this particular point in time, J3s need to step up and take action and say, all right, we're going to have a relay camp. And if you and your athlete then decide that they don't want to be a part of it, then you just not go run. Trackies, I would rather that than see our fastest athletes not being able to do their best because they're not getting any practicing when it comes to the relays. Trackies, America can do it. America can see that there were issues and America can attempt to fix it, and fix it they did because again they took a set of athletes that were not the fastest and secured a gold medal for themselves. This year around, guess what? Alia Hobbs is slated to be much faster. The infamous Sha'carri Richardson is back and banging. So what's gonna be your excuse when they dust we a world championship with the practice what them gonna get? You best believe they're getting practice, they're gonna get that practice. As I said, the relay camp is already set up. So what gonna happen again when they dust we? Everybody's gonna look around and blame the athletes again? Is that what we're gonna do? No. We need a relay camp. We need accountability from the team setup, the team management that is, to get this done and not blame the athletes every time something goes wrong when they are clearly blundering in their decision making. Make the decision, have a relay camp, do right by our athletes so that our athletes in turn can go out and do their best. They've been winging it all this time. All this time Chucky's they've been winning it, you know. And if you're grateful, you know. Some of those national records that they've set is under winging it. Just imagine what they would be able to do if they were able to practice. Chucky's a years now. Me I say Jamaican if you have the world record in the 4x1 day on the female side, you know. Years I've been saying this, you know. As a matter of fact, I remember back in 2008 before they dropped the baton, you know, a world record. We did a pre from way back then. And I'm sure maybe even before then, with the likes of Merlin, Juliet, them running together, maybe a world record was possible then too. Who knows if these issues were stemming from way back then with the J3s, you know, not being able to take action and lead. Anyway, trackies, clearly I brought you all on a whirlwind ride again. This time it's not about the 4x4, but it's about the 4x100 meters. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What you think about America already setting up a relay camp? America, what they are smiling, you know? Them are grinning, you know? Because they know so them are going to dust we, you know? They know so them are going to dust we out. Because we not get no practice. So, who is going to take the stand and let the J3s know, say, we need some practice right now? We can't make them rub we out, so. Especially when we have Shelly as one of the fastest women alive. We have Sharika. We have Elaine Thompson here. We have a Brianna Williams. We have a Tina Clayton. We have a Kemba Nelson. We have a Alana Reed. We have so many good athletes. Would they make them shame with so? Would they make America shame with so? And make it look like say actually we not fast. No, we fast. We fast, but we need to get the button around too. Ain't it? So trackies, let me know your thoughts in the comment section as usual. Do you think we need that relay camp? What is it going to take to get that relay camp? Are we gonna continue losing for them to wake up? Are we gonna continue losing? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna say this now. If we lose that relay, which I know we very much likely may lose, if we lose that relay come World Championships, some heads need to roll. I don't care who, where, when, why. Some heads need to roll because enough is enough. You're not doing what you're supposed to do in this leadership position. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, back in 2021, when America lost out to Italy in that 4x100 meter relay, and I think Fred Curley at the time came out and said, "Oh, my bad." He was trying to take accountability for the issue, the things that happened. Do you know that heads had to roll? Heads rolled in the American setup. What one with Jamaica? Are we gonna keep in politics everywhere we go? People are just holding jobs and not doing nothing. Is that it? Nobody leading? Is that it? Please let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.